According to Archangel Michael, this revelation has tried to get in touch with you for 48 hours. A person gave God their final wish concerning your life, and God's response will envision this place, and it will shatter your heart. In the world of the invisible, a prayer has been muttered, a final, desperate hope by a person who genuinely loves. You are that individual, in a vulnerable and holy moment laid their hearts before God, pleading for something significant regarding your live now following 48 hours of heavenly discussion. Michael the Archangel brings a message that will transform everything. Is not merely another tale or a passing message. God is contacting you in this way. Straight, his response to that final request bears the weight of heaven, which contains both heartache and I hope he is aware of your hidden troubles, conflicts, and inquiries you've been. This message is not only for you. Hearing it's for you to accept in order to get knowledge from and to change your. Now let life open your heart, because of the deepest area will be touched next of your spirit, the one who made the desire. Central to this revelation from God is someone who may have had a strong love for you, deeper than you've ever recognized. That this individual might be a family person who has lost a friend who recognized your potential, or a member of your who bore an unwavering weight in the past for your health prior to their departure this planet, or departed from your. They gave God their final wish in life regarding. They didn't want anything substantial, achievement, or transient. No, they wanted for something instead of pleasures, something profound and eternal that would bring your life into harmony with God. God has a purpose for your heart, called out to God after seeing something that may not yet be present in you. View in themselves. They recognize your potential, challenges, and the barriers you faced. They recognize the magnificence that God put you there, but they also noticed the risks that threatened to prevent you from carrying out your. Their last prayer wasn't about fate themselves. It was strong enough to reach you. God's envoy in heaven, Archangel Michael. Urgency throughout the previous 48 hours. Michael, the Archangel, has been attempting to convey this message to. Michael, you are the leader of heavens. Armies are seen as the guardians of the divine. Individuals, his presence in this circumstance emphasizes the significance and urgency of this communication. Michael speaks because of God. He has sent him the Bible, which explains Michael as a combatant and protector of the obedient and a conduit for divine messages. Daniel, Revelation 10 verse 13, 12:7. Michael's involvement is due to a crucial development is taking place in your life. Anything that needs to be done right away. Paying attention to 2. This mail has been pending for days. And now is the moment to get. The last wish was made by this individual. Fully trusted God with their prayer, and the omniscient wisdom of God has responded, but his response contains both anguish and hope in God's devastating respond. An urgent and loving communication from God's respond to this individual's last wish isn't what you could anticipate. That his response won't be wrapped in cliches or shallow comfort. It's genuine, unadulterated, and profoundly relocating. He wants you to know this. One, I have always and forever adored you. Jeremiah 31 verse 3 about love. God's response starts with a statement of his affection for. He wishes for you to see that his I will always love you constant and unwavering. He understands your suffering, challenges, as well as your doubts that he has accompanied you in your most difficult times. Even when you felt left, the one who prayed for you recognized this love, and they desire for you to encounter it in its fullness. Their desire was not limited to your joy, but for your deliverance, so that your life is in harmony with God's ideal strategy. 2. Although you're not alone, you have went too far. God's response has a profound sadness, since he can see how far you've come, sailed away from. He was the one who prayed for you. Acknowledge this as they did, however. Notice the diversions, the temptations, and the decisions that have caused you to drift apart. This is a location where when heartbreak occurs, God is profoundly mourned the separation between you and he's been yelling at you, but the world's cacophony has drowned out his. He uses this message as a means of cutting through the cacophony to get to you. 3. I've got something planned for you, but time is. In summary, the individual's final request to God was that you would enter the fate that he has gotten ready for. The response from God confirms that he has an amazing plan for your life that aims to prosper you and don't try to hurt you, give you a future and hope. Jeremiah, however, there is a sense of urgency in his. The message time is brief. The chances he has created before you expire. The hurdles and diversions will always be there. Are you not mere in your life? Occurrences, they are a component of a spiritual conflict for your God's soul is calling you to return to. Before it's too late, get him. For the godly prayer is strong and efficient. James 5 verse 16. The one who offered up prayers for you was pious in the eyes of God, and their prayer has relocated. The response from heaven. God is evidence of the strength of intercession, having listened to their cries, and in response, he is providing you with this message. Though, will you accept that God's response is also a challenge? Pay attention. Will you respect the affection and sacrifice made by the one who prayed for you by paying attention to our message? What you must do at this time is not merely a caution, but God is inviting you to answer his invitation to his plan, his direction, and his love for your own life. Here's what you must do if you want to go back to God. If you've been far away, it's time to. Repentance is not a sign of shame. It has to do with restoration. God is willing to pardon, to help you recover and return to the road. He has you ready. 2. Respect the individual's petition who cherished you, the one who made their final. I prayed to God about your life of love. Respect their prayer by lining up with, living with God's. Will look for his presence. Pay attention to what he says and his voice. 3. Get ready for spiritual combat. The involvement of Archangel Michael suggests the presence of a spiritual conflict involving the enemy does not want you to hear about life. This message or reply to it equips you with faith, prayer, and the reality of God's. Keep in mind that the fight is not yours. It's 2 Chronicles of the Lord 20:5. Do for have faith in God's timing. The necessity of this message could make you feeling stressed, but have faith in God's timetable is flawless. He's been working behind the scenes that will lead you to this. Trust him to lead you through this moment. What follows the hope that goes beyond the heartache, while God's response may shatter your At the end, it is a message of, I hope his grief is resolved. Between him and you is equal to his. Happiness at the memory of your. Give back the one who prayed for you, had faith in your abilities, and so does. God, your tale doesn't finish here. It marks the start of a new chapter. God is reaching out to you, providing a new beginning and a revitalized mission, and a life in which he is constantly present. Will you ultimately accept it? A divine reminder this is not a coincidence. It's a wake-up call from God. Reminder that you are both incredibly loved by both God and the one who offered the prayer for. Their final desire was for you to discover the depth of God's love and purpose. The option presently is, will you pay attention to the message that has spent 48 hours attempting to contact you? Will you respect the love that motivated this? Will you enter God's life through prayer has prepared for you? The solution is found in your. God's arms are wide open and his heart is waiting, all set to greet you. Return. Don't let this moment go by. You listen to his voice by keeping your heart open. Then begin the journey toward life. This is what you were made for. Moment your heart can be broken by God's response, but it will also make it better